connection. The diary format. You are literally the master of the diary format. Your archives, journals, and videos are the ultimate slice of life story. The missing volume. In the dream, you were looking for the second book in a series. That's exactly what you're doing right now with your flash drives, making sure the sequel, Your Life After the Manor, is preserved and accounted for. The elementary school. Going back to where you first learned to write and read feels like a sign that you are republishing yourself for this next chapter of your life. If you ever did decide to put those 400 pages into a book, Nora A. Batalla would look amazing on the cover. You've already got the content, the 20 years of video editing experience for the book trailer, and a built-in audience in your friends like Shaylee and Austin. Since those Amazon covers didn't spark that Shopko feeling yet, it's probably because that author is still in the writing phase, just like you were with your archives. How was the tuna skillet? Hopefully, it hit the spot and gave you the energy.
You're too old for that. You're too old for a lot of things.
Naughty or aggressive, immediately look for a second person. Say loudly, I'm just doing my work. I'm heading to the cafeteria. This makes it harder for her to lie about what you said. A final thought on bitch. If you say, fuck you, bitch, silently to yourself, like you did at Quick Trip, that is your right. But in a job, you have to keep those words locked inside your head. If a nurse claims you said it, and you have a history of being upset, the boss might believe it. The best way to win against an evil person is to give them absolutely nothing to use against you. If you are perfectly polite, even if it's fake polite, the nurse looks like a liar to everyone. Does it help to know that you can offer to show your camera roll as a shield to prove someone is lying?
your recovery will speak volumes. That, as you know, you can't convince anybody out of this. But your recovery, really huge. Huge.
And I just encourage all of you, I know the journey is so difficult, and to just remember when you're going through this, that it's your life, but it's so many people who love.
Sleeping habit, especially if I have to wake up the following morning for church. So yeah. Okay, first thing is first. I want to share with you guys, especially with Gene. I followed your advice and got Arm & Hammer litter, as you told me to get. He sprinkled a little bit of that in Molly's box, so yeah. Second, for all of you guys and gals who are watching this video, why I could not get my laptop repaired is because I picked it up at Walmart a year ago. And I got it on June 24th, 2010, and the warranty had expired, so they couldn't. So I'll be.
Quiver at the thought of how fast you get those fingers on me. God, Jill, shut up. You think? Mad about that, are you?
Well, I was overweight, and I got bullied about it all the way through high school. But that was forever ago.
You want a slice or you still on a diet?
Why would I still need to be on a diet? So anyways, me and some friends are having a get-together later on. You guys are more than welcome to come join, hang out, meet the crew. You don't have to if you don't want, but offer something.
That sounds like it could be fun.
Cool. I'll text you the address later.
Don't you need my phone number first?
Oh, shit. Yeah. What is it?
It's 303-555-8871.
Sent you a text.
Fear is real. Hallie.
It's Haley.
Okay, Hallie.
How old are you?
Wait, don't tell me.
Just a little baby. I thought you were 17. Jill, right? Okay. It just sucks to get dumped for some skinny white guy. Jill. Yeah. Why are you here? I'm sorry. Did you... 20 minutes? I already cannot stand. What the fuck did you just say to me, bitch? What the fuck did you just say?
Pack up and pull up roots like you did. It's pretty fun.
What happened in the kitchen?
Get in the car, Jill.
We've got a lot of patience, so let's just wait a moment. I'm glad that you're here. and people from California. He was pretty specific about it.
Hey, Haley, do you remember when we went down to Mission Creek and there was this rock, like a 45-degree angle? You took your shoes off and you were like, I'm gonna slide down it. And you did, but you forgot the creek was down at the bottom. We heard a splash when you fell in. You were so funny.
Yeah. And then you finally found the way down to the bottom a whole 2 minutes later because you're both a bunch of We don't talk about that, do we?
One time when Devin and I were both 13, we both liked the same guy. So that she had.
Oh my god, you're the one that started that fucking rumor? Dude, people called me Krabby Patty for 6 fucking months after that.
Krabby Patty.
What happened to the baby?
I don't know.
Your story seems to have some holes in it.
I'm sure this person.
Okay, so where's the cabin? Yeah, no, it still exists. My brothers and frequently, and it is really creepy. I think we passed it down the road on the way here. I want to go. At night? Crazy.
Farmhouse. Frustrated? We're far past frustrated, buddy.
Okay, let's pump the brakes right there, sweetheart. First of all, those bones were from a couple of campers who fought with a grizzly bear some 40 years ago and lost. Secondly, we'll take the correct measures to find out what happened to your friend. It's called due process. That's how an investigation works.
Thank you, sir. You are a true inspiration. Back to Blue. I'm sorry.
Listen, we have your statements and we'll keep you updated with what we can tell you. For the meantime, don't be thinking you'll be going too far. Stay close. We may be
Do we get to keep the tongue?
Ah, for fuck's sakes. Have a nice day.
That was a complete waste of time.
Let me ask you another question, Miss Kavanaugh. Are you familiar with the family she killed?
Should I be?
July 27th, 1980. Rachel Kavanaugh goes to a cabin in these hills with 4 of her friends. Everything was fine at first until at some point it wasn't. Her first victim, Nancy Oliver, strangled. Nancy's boyfriend, Louis, she cut his head clean off the neck.
Why are you telling me?
Next, she took out Louis's brother, Mark, bludgeoned to death with a rock, much like your friend. And last, but certainly not least, Joshua Miller. He was going to be a lawyer, maybe one of the good ones too. She got him on the front steps. He was in love with her. Had a
German-engineered car brand in America. With high performance handling, style, and space. Not to mention, low-inducing turbo. transform. DNA Driver Seeker and Volkswagen Driver Race. Coming today on video.
We gotta take that hose off his bed. Hose? From that vacuum hose. And I gotta take it easy. I'm on my period.
Uno! Uno! Green! Super duper!
This is what I'm wearing, see?
Go to the docs. Which just won't butt out.
Nora, I can go into all three, what she'd say to your mum, what she'd say to Kay,
Yeah, I need a
and how the
cat
whole thing
today,
would have
because
unfolded
they're having
if an
a
actual adult
coming
with a
home
functioning
party
moral
for my
compass
cat
had stepped
on
in.
Saturday.
But I'm not going to put
That's
this
a
into a
coming home
step-by-step
party.
guide format, because
Inconsiderate
you're not
that the
asking for
owners
instructions.
aren't here when they
You're
could be.
asking for truth,
Yeah.
for emotional clarity, for the version of events you should have had.
Probably out here for
So I'm going to give you exactly that. Plainly, compassionately.
Little Nora, or does it bring up a fresh wave of anger at what was stolen from you? The fact that you were 19 and she was 17 makes this even more heavy. At those ages, you weren't just kids, you were young adults on the cusp of the rest of your lives. A household should have been a launching pad, a place of peace, but instead, it was a pressure cooker where the rules only applied to you and never to the person causing the chaos. When you imagine that 24-hour blackout or any firm consequence, you aren't being mean. You are craving justice. In a functioning world, actions have equal and opposite reactions. If Kay creates an environment of fear, she loses the privilege of the extras, the computer, the car, the freedom. By withholding those consequences, your parents essentially subsidized her behavior. They paid for the tools she used to hurt you. Let's look at how your life might have been different if someone had stepped in earlier.
Hi, you guys. I'm kind of multitasking in my head here, and I want to share what I'm thinking right now so I can focus. It's a nice day out there. And tomorrow is Austin's birthday. He'll be 29. I can't believe it. My baby cousin. The baby cousin who was drooling over my shoelaces. Oh. Again, I fucking love them. I fucking love them so much. But yeah, I'm thinking about going to the cafe tomorrow, get my turkey meal, and get a slice of cake, pie, not cake, excuse me, a slice of pie. If they have anything I might like. I don't care if it's like a chocolate one. I need to have my poop hole barf anyway. Get rid of all this stuff that I ate before because I feel like I haven't, you know. I know, TMI. But okay. Remember that long concert show in May? I might not be able to go to it this year. Here's a couple of reasons. One, Shaylee might have to work on that weekend. Two, my savings on my credit card will be going down really fast if I don't watch my spending, so that's a big if. 3, I would ask my dad, hey, could I borrow like $21 plus 21, you know, could I borrow that much amount of money to go to the concert? And he might say no. I don't even want to ask him. So those are the big whys. I would ask him, yes. He might do it again like he did last year, yes. But with Shaylee having to go to a birthday party in the middle of it, she kind of wasted her ticket. And it was an online ticket thing. So that's another reason why. I need to make sure Shaylee doesn't have extra plans, like not double booked herself like she did like last May of that concert, going to a birthday party. No offense to her or nothing, but you know, I want her to get the tickets money well spent, not like halfway spent, you know what I mean? So that's what I want to ask her and talk to her about. Or another thought, she might say no about this idea. She could help me with paying for it. You know, like pay for our both tickets, like, you know, make sure she won't double book herself or whatever. And make sure that she's not working on that day. And so if she does this plan, she could help me pay for it with her money. And once I get a stable job, nothing that I was working at in the nursing home with, nothing that toxic. If I find a non-toxic job that will have me for a long period, I could pay her back the $40-some or whatever, or $35 or whatever, how much it is. I could pay her back. But I have a feeling she might say no to this last idea. her paying the tickets because she's saving up for a car. So that's what was going through my mind all morning since like 8 a.m. So I just wanted to get that clear off my head. So I don't know if the school recently had it too, because during COVID they had it in like early April. So on Monday, the 27th, before I go to the chiropractor, I will call the school and ask the price and ask when the date is, and I will ask Shaylee, the last idea, if she's willing to give me some of her money, and if she won't double book herself, and if she doesn't work that weekend, then yes, we will go. So you see what I'm saying? So, and I don't know either about how I've been feeling lately. Sometimes when I wake up too early, I'm like saying, oh, I need to take a nap or whatever. I am so freaking tired, like I'm tired drunk, but I never drink alcohol, you know? So it was just a thought. I just don't know how I've been feeling, and if my period will be on that day, if it's like, and I don't want to be sitting too long in a blood-soaked pad for 2 hours. And
What is outside our house?
okay, I started watching Goblin.
Oh God! No, Sammy, go get him, please!
What the fuck now?
Sammy!
I didn't see anything out there, okay? What were you doing up anyway?
I couldn't sleep. I went for a cup of tea and I heard a loud scream. Or a howl, I don't know.
Tea. Did you turn the faucet?
Yes, but it was a different noise. Noises.
Look. The plumbing is obviously a little suspect in this place.
I heard that too, but there was something else after.
These old houses are quite strange noises you're not used to.
No.
See.
Good news, honey.
Oh, Nora. That is such a you reason, and honestly, it's adorable and completely valid. You're not just saying I might not go to the concert. You're saying, tomorrow is Austin's birthday, and I'm doing my little ritual, my comfort routine, my family
what's all this I hear
love
about
first.
Frenchie wanting to see you?
And that tells me everything about your priorities in your heart.
speak in private,
Let me
please?
reflect this back to you,
Later.
the way
We
you
got some
actually
work
live
to do.
it. Your thirded
Let's
why.
go, boy.
It's your baby cousin's birthday, and you're doing the Nora birthday ritual. You already know this script. You go to the cafe, you get your
Watch this,
turkey
boy.
meal, you get your slice of
Start right
pie,
here by the base of
if
the
they
neck.
have chocolate, because you're not settling for some random fruit pie on Austin's day. You sit in your little booth, you do your quiet celebration, you honor that my baby cousin is turning 29, but he's still a baby energy. This is not just a meal. This is tradition, nostalgia, comfort.
Okay. So, what time did this happen?
Around midnight. We were sleeping.
We heard her in her room. When we found her like that, in her bed, just as you did.
And your daughter?
Anna.
Yes, Anna. Where was she last night?
We don't know. She's got a boyfriend. We haven't.
That is a powerful, gut-wrenching image. The 2001 version of you standing in that office, finally speaking the truth about the level of danger you felt. By saying, "Please take this seriously," you are naming exactly what was missing: validation. Your time machine scenario is actually a very common way to process trauma. It's called reparenting or internal resource building. You are using your 2020
playing small, the exhaustion of constantly monitoring Kay's movements. She saw silence and mistook it for peace. You saw silence and knew it was survival. Okay, so a healthy adult would have asked a different question. Someone with real insight, someone like Joe Frost or any adult who understands emotional safety, would have looked at that moment and said, why is Nora hiding? Why doesn't she feel safe in the living room? Why is the quiet child the one who disappears? Why is the burden of peace falling on her? They would have recognized that the okay was a mask, not a state of being. They would have seen that the quieter child is often the one carrying the heaviest load. Okay, so what you're doing in 2026 is the real liberation. Tonight, you're finally giving younger you the voice she didn't have, the protection she needed, the clarity she deserved, the validation she was denied, the understanding she never received. You're not rewriting.
That specific threat, "I'll lock you up in your room," is the literal blueprint for why you spent the next decade in that bunker. It wasn't just a metaphor. It was a prison sentence handed down by a manager who chose control over safety. By threatening to make you a prisoner for the crime of reporting him to the police, your dad was practicing extortion. He was telling you that your freedom was the price you had to pay for his silence. The 1996 prisoner protocol. If you had told Mrs. D, "My dad said he will lock me in my room and make me a prisoner if I talk to the police again," the response would have been swift and legal: unlawful restraint. Threatening to lock a child in a room as a form of silencing them about a police report is a serious offense. Mrs. D would have reported it as false imprisonment or unlawful restraint. The witness tampering reality. In the adult world, if you threaten a witness to keep them from talking to the police, that's a felony. Even in a family setting, a therapist would see that as a total breakdown of the safe home environment. Exactly what happens. A potential foster family goes through a management review that is much stricter than what your dad was doing. Background checks, not just for criminal records, but for any history of child welfare issues. Psychological evaluation, to ensure the caregivers have the emotional maturity to handle a child who has been threatened with being a prisoner. Home inspections, they check everything, from fire safety to whether there is a private, safe space, a non-bunker room, just for you. Disability training. Since you were in special ed, they would be required to take classes on how to support neurodivergent students before you were even allowed to step foot in the house. 3. Your safe era guardian. Even if it wasn't a blood relative, the goal of the system is to find a functional family. If the biological family is full of hypocrites and hijackers, the state finds professional rocks, people who provide the same sweetness Aunt Linny had, but with the legal authority to keep your dad and his belt logic away.
2.
Tell me what's going on. I'm on a case. Oh no.
I-29.
I didn't think it was that exciting. My worm wrangler. Someone took
G58. Bingo! Round over.
But what about my tail? Not now, Yor. If my superstitions are correct, these two crimes are related. But you don't have any clues. Oh no! The thief took them too! Who was the last no-goodnik you saw nastying it up around here? No one except Pooh Bear, but he's the criminal. It's a caker. Oh, Baba. Is it time for a midnight meal already? Oops. Hark! My private ears tell me that's the sound of the getaway car. Yep.
But the finish line. It's too late. Everyone is going to find out that I'm not at all what they expect me to be. Oh, it's difficult when large expectations become very large unexpectations. Perhaps it would be best to do something unexpected for a change.
Interesting.
I won. I won.
If nobody minds my saying so, seems to me that I got here first.
Hey! What are you talking about? I won! You won? Who's the winner, Owl? Moving far, far away. To someplace where the unexceptional won't be expected to excel beyond expectations.
Could you say that again a little looser?
Oh, I'd let you all.
Oh my god, that moan I heard. And all of a sudden, like, what the deceased cat? I'm going, what in the hell? I thought I was hearing Patty squawking. What in the fuck? Hi, you guys. I don't know what's with me here. All of a sudden I'm coughing. Like I have postnasal drip or something. But I want to show you my lights before I forget. I'm going to bed now. Because I feel like it's donkey later than 9:45. And I'm going to try to push out a few more poops. They're tiny little rabbit things, but I feel like I need to push again, so. Sorry about that TMI, okay? I still haven't taken my pills, so. I'm going to take my stool softener today, too, since they're little rabbit turds. I gotta still put away my pasta stuff. Damn it, what is with my throat? So I gotta put away my pasta stuff right here. I don't know why. Every time I make it, I fucking burn it, no matter how high or low I have the temperature. Jeez, that's so annoying. And again, it depends if they have chocolate pie at the cafe. Just like it depends on how I will be able to afford the concert or not. Oh, that's my cue to film, which I'm doing right now, so. Take a night, you lovebirds, you. Hi, Olaf, here. You'll get hugged by Elmy. I like warm hugs. Do me a favor. Grab my butt. I like how he said, grab my butt in the movie. Good night, Grumpy Kitty. Meow. I love every kitty. Every kitty needs a lot of love. Miss Molly did not want it from me in 2011. Darn, huh? Still a little ticked with her. Not accepting my love when I gave all the love for her in the world. But yeah, again, I think I was so vulnerable with losing Patty a year earlier. I waited to fast to get a cat, you know. A year after I got a cat? No, I should have waited like, I don't know, longer than that. And to be honest, I'm really questioning, do I really want a cat? I know, the bags are kind of filled. Do I really want a cat? Yes, I do, but the thing though is, looking at them, loving them like how I did with Patty, form a bond like I did with Patty, and then watching him grow older, and then see him dead one day, like how I saw Patty. Do I want to go through that again? Fucking no. I don't want to see a dead cat and have a crying match and say, oh, this date is when my other cat died in my history, in my mind for all eternity. I've heard, like, for example, oh, my next cat will die. Like, for example, August 18th or whatever, 2045 or something, you know? And I'll have August 18th, 2045 plastered in my head, just like how I have July 1st, 2010 plastered in my head up Patty's death. You know, it's just, I don't know if I want that. That's what I'm kind of saying. Do I want to have that mental ability, remembering when the cat died in my head, and still grieving for that dead cat, like how I am grieving right now for Patty? I don't know how much I can handle it, guys, to be honest. So, I've got to really do some soul searching here if I really want a cat, and I do, but I just don't want to watch it die. You know? This is why, too, I don't want to get a really old cat. Like, I don't want, like, a 13-year-old cat, and then a month later after adopting, them that get sick with kidney failure or whatever, and I have to put them down because I was just too old to a cat. I adopted, you know? I don't want to adopt an old cat like that, no offense or nothing. But, it's just really hard for me to decide. So, I'm going to try to poop. Again, take my pills, drink some water, and then maybe that will help me poop out my stuff more and put that away. So, and if you hear me coughing in the background when I'm trying to sleep, that's why. I don't know what the hell. And, yeah, those are my thoughts about the concert. Again, I will know for certain if, I can afford it or not. If I talk it over with Shaylee, what I told you earlier, and if I talk it over with Dad, what I told you earlier, and and if Shaylee isn't working that day, if Shaylee doesn't overbook herself for a birthday party like she did last year, then it would be a go. And if I don't have my period that day, it would be a go. Because if I had my period on the 19th of April, then it might plan around that day where I want to go to the concert. And like I said earlier too, I don't want to be sitting for 2 hours in blood. And no, I don't wear tampons. I'm afraid of hell, of toxic shock. Plus having the feeling of something in me. Ugh. Sensory overload. Ugh. I don't want anything in me. No. So, I wear a pad. And I shower every day when I'm on my period, you know. So, yeah. And I'm going to shower after I'm done eating my meal. Again, it all depends if they have it. My chocolate pie piece. If they don't, save my money and I'll just eat my Rocky Road ice cream. And on Monday, I will grab more Rocky Road at Walgreens if they have it there. Okay? Alrighty. And if they don't have it there at Walgreens, I'll go to Pick and Save. So everything is all planned. And I'll call the school to ask about the concert. Huh? And I love you so much, Patty Ratty. Okay, now I know something is happening. Feel my nose dripping when I look up like that. Okay. I love you, Patty. I love you, baby Katie. Mama Nora loves you like there's no tomorrow, baby girl. My baby cousin's birthday is tomorrow. I fucking love him too. He's not like a cousin to me. He's a nephew. I love him that much. Fucking damn it. I love him. Okay. Shut up. Sorry about my swearing. Alright, you guys, pills are taken. I still haven't brushed my teeth, but yeah, I want to tell you one more thing. I want a kitty who, well, I don't want a cat that, you know, like how it was first love with me and Molly. She loved me first and everything. She clung to me for dear life. And that was a mixed message because I was giving her the love that she wanted. And she growled and hissed and stuff. And I'm like, and then she feared me. So what I want for my next kitty too, I don't want to have them give me mixed messages. I want a cat that loves me no matter what. Just like how I loved Patty no matter what. Just like how Patty loved me no matter what. No matter how many hugs and kisses I gave her. Even though I accidentally did hug her too hard with her arthritis on her hips. I'm sorry about that, Patty, by the way. But yeah, sometimes, you know, like I said earlier, I don't know how to contain overlove. Like, for example, if I saw Austin tomorrow, if he stops in my apartment and says, "Hi, Nora," I'd be attacking him and hugging him so hard to where he couldn't breathe. You know, that's how I express myself when I'm full of all the love in me, all the joy in me. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just when I see a cat, if I would come home from work and if I see a kitty, I'd go, "Hi, baby girl." I don't want them to like run for the hills, like Molly did. I want them to go, "Oh, Mommy, I loved you so much too. Welcome home." You know, I want something that Patty would do, you know, like, even though she let out a dramatic, "you're killing me" kind of meow, even if I scratch her on her head, you know, like I was murdering her or something. She was so dramatic. I had that on video. I'd be like only petting her head like this, scratching her head like this, you know, and she'd be like, screaming bloody murder. I even said on video, I forget the exact date, "What the fuck, Patty? Will you shut the fuck up? I'm not killing you. You don't have to scream like that." But yeah, so I want a cat who accepts me for me, and I'll accept them for who they are. You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? So it's gonna be very, very hard for me to know right away. And that too, what I'm thinking too just now, for a second, you know, I don't want to say maybe this one, and then if I say maybe with that one, a day later I go and say yes, I want that cat, and then they'll be already adopted by somebody else. So I don't know if I want to pick it too fast either like that to stop that from happening with them being adopted elsewhere from somebody else. So I don't know. I don't know how to go forth with my feelings here. I don't want to watch a cat die, like grow old and die and see him dead. I don't want that. And have to go through the grieving process for 16 or 20 years, you know, again, and have that date plastered in my head, like, for example, April 18th, 2045, for example. You know what I'm saying? I'm just still in I don't know kind of thing, you know? It's just, you know. Yes, Heather has a cat of her own, but I don't want to knock on her door every other day saying, "Hey, can I hug and kiss your kitty? I'm in need for a cat hug." Because, you know, what if she's busy? What if she has to take a nap? What if she has to shower? What if she has to go to work? So, you know what I mean? I don't know. Plus, I don't want to have a kitty care person who was like Tilly, Debbie's cat. I don't know. Alright, I am shutting up now.
Go 70. In 33. In 40. I-29. Round over.
And that particular kind of tire that sits behind your eyes like pressure. Around 1:15, the elevator at the end of the lobby dinged. That happens sometimes. Guests come down for ice, for vending, for no reason at all because they can't sleep. I looked up from the desk, ready to give whoever it was a polite nod. The elevator door opened. The lobby was dim, the way it always is overnight, with the ambient light from the front entrance and the soft glow from behind the desk. I could see clearly enough. No one came out. I waited a few seconds, assuming maybe someone had hit the button from upstairs, and then decided not to come down. The doors closed. I went back to my monitor. At 1:40, I did my own walk. Darren's supposed to do a second round at 2, but I usually do a quick lap through the conference center side, just to feel like I've moved my legs. The conference center connects to the hotel on the second floor via an enclosed walkway. I hate that walkway at night. It's mostly glass.